What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review. Today we are talking about Blade 2. Woo! I honestly like this one so much more than the first one. I gave Blade 1 3 out of 5 stars. I think maybe I just wasn't in the mindset for what it was going to be. I think I've seen glimpses of these movies, but I can guarantee you I've never seen Blade 2. But Blade 1 I remember certain pieces of. But I don't know, maybe I just wasn't in the mindset for it, like, because it's a horror-esque movie. There's blood, there's gore, there's violence, but there's vampires and shit like that. So, like, not necessarily my type of thing, a horror movie, that type of stuff. But, now that we're heading towards October into spooky season, I would like to get into horror movies a little bit more, get into the mindset, get into the spirit a little bit, for the Halloween season, you know what I'm saying? So this movie, maybe some people wouldn't classify this as a horror movie, but like, I don't know, there's too much blood and too much vampires and shit like that to not be a horror movie, but mostly why I hate horror movies are because of the jump scares. You know what I mean? Like shit that pops out of you is shit that's just creepy. I'm not into being creeped out or jumping. I'm trying to enjoy myself, like when I watch a film. But maybe that's the point. The movie's you're supposed to be so drawn in that something happens and you fucking god damn it, But like, I don't know. Maybe I can get more into it. Maybe I'm just a pussy. But Blade 2, man, the cast in this movie is much better than the first one. You get Ron Perlman. He's terrible beard. What is this beard? It's like not even a full beard. Now that I'm really looking at this picture, this is terrible. His hair goes from behind his head, over his ear, down his face, not down his jawline, but down his face, and then connects into a mustache. It's terrible. This is the most terrible haircut I've ever seen in my life, now that I'm looking at it. While watching the movie, I didn't really see the full terribleness of this haircut, but he gets a thing stuck to the back of his head like a little bomb. Fucking Blade, so badass in this movie. He really is. He leads this crew, and this crew's pretty badass. I can't name all of them, but the main girl that he's kind of like got love for, but she's also the vampire's daughter, and she's pretty badass, but I don't know the actress very well. Neither to the guy to his right. I don't know much of them. But you guys do recognize Vince from Fast and the Furious. This was probably one of his first roles. And you recognize Ron Perlman, obviously. And then the guy with the sword over here, Donnie fucking Yen, my boy. I obviously didn't know Donnie Yen probably back in 2000 when this came out. Right? This came out in 2000. 2002. Wow, so it was 98, 2002. So 4 years later, 4-year gap. Does a lot, because there's full CG doubles of Wesley Snipes in this movie, and they don't look that bad. You can tell, but it doesn't look that bad. They do a pretty decent job of the scenes that they do use the digi doubles. But I wish Donnie Yen had a little bit more action in this movie. He's a legend, and they didn't quite use him to his full potential. But, it is what it is. There's also a really young Norman Reedus smoking joints, and he ends up being a bad guy. Fuck you. But he's got a name like Scud. They blow him up, blow him into pieces. But shit like this vampire mouth with the... you kind of see it's bloody. They got these weird teeth that opens up almost like Alien vs. Predator. Or Predator. It's gross, but like, not into it. But overall, maybe this movie deserves more, but I gave it 3.5 stars because I did like it better than the first one. Now I'm curious at least to see Blade Trinity. Ryan Reynolds is in it, so it's got to have some comedic relief. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I gotta say, Whistler, his like partner in crime there, I liked him a lot more in this movie than I did in the first movie. But Whistler's good shit. And overall, watching these movies again and seeing what this second one did, I'm super excited to see what Mahershala Ali does in his universe. You know what I mean? Like in this new MCU Blade. I would love to see that, but I'm also curious to see Blade interact with characters like the Punisher, Doctor Strange, Werewolf by Night, you know, Moon Knight. I would love to see them interacting in like their own little monster side of the universe. Man thing, you know, like I would love to see those type of people interacting with Blade, not just necessarily him by himself, but even if he is by himself, they're doing shit like this, make sure it's rated R, because that's one of the best parts about these movies, is that there's random parts that are gory and bloody and violent, but there's also random parts where Wesley Snipes dropping F-bombs, but it's funny, you know, but he's delivering it serious. He's not like trying to crack a joke, but he's still like, hey man, fuck you. You know, and you're like, oh, Blade, serious as fuck. You know, like, Blade just told you to go fuck yourself. You know, like, there's a couple parts that are pretty hype like that. You know what I'm saying? But overall, 3.5 stars, 7 out of 10. Not too bad. You know, overall, I enjoyed this movie. I might even watch this one again one day, you know, and not itching to. Sometimes I watch a movie and then right after I'm done, I'm like itching to watch it again. Kind of like episode 5 of Ahsoka. As soon as I finished it, I started it again because it was like I was mind blown. I was like, this was such a good episode. Now I need to watch it again, you know. And I even watched it a third time. I got halfway through before I started filming. I was literally watching the episode, and then I got so excited watching the episode that I was like, I just have to start my Comically Boston. I have to. This shit's just getting so good. Oh man, but stay tuned for well, technically this came out after that, so if you're watching this video, go back and check out Ahsoka. My episode 95 of Comically Boston, breaking down episode 5 of Ahsoka, Shadow Warrior. That episode was great. Maybe you're not a Star Wars fan at all, but hey, if you're not a Star Wars fan, go check out my other Marvel reviews. I got a bunch of those on the channel, and we're going back and rewatching all of the Marvel movies, not just the Marvel timeline. We've gone back and watched damn near all the X-Men. The next one up on my list is X-Men Apocalypse. Not really looking forward to that one, but hey, I do like Oscar Isaac, so even though he doesn't look great as that blue thing, I still like him. So, and I do like Michael Fassbender, and I think Olivia Munn's in that one. So like, there's some good stuff in that. I haven't seen it in a long time, so we'll see if my opinion changes. But overall, I'm liking the Blade, so I'm interested in Blade Trinity. Comment below, what is your favorite Blade, 1, 2, or 3? And are you excited to see Mahershala Ali in the character? I also saw a rumor the other day that Travis Scott would love to do the soundtrack of Blade, so like, why not? There was Mos Def was in the soundtrack for this second one, so pretty badass stuff. If Travis Scott wants to do some badassery in Blade, I wouldn't be mad. So that's my thoughts on Blade, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Peace.